So this is the Xiaomi Mi 8, and it looks familiar. In fact, it looks a lot like a lot of other Android phones on the market today, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. With an all-glass body and optically stabilized lenses, this phone feels just as good, if not better, than the top Android phones on the market today. What matters most here is the value that Xiaomi is offering with this phone. In my briefing, they told me that their entire value proposition is to offer better or the same specs as the highest competition on the market, and at just about $421, that is exactly what they're doing here. The Mi 8 is running a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, 6GB of RAM, up to 256GB of storage, and a 3,400 mAh battery. That seems to be the new standard for these flagship killer phones, and it's nice to see Xiaomi catching up with Samsung and the other giants in the industry. This phone comes standard in a variety of colorways, but the model that you're going to want is definitely the Explorer Edition. This model has a transparent back similar to the translucent back on the HTC U12 Plus, and it has a decorative overlay to show the components inside. This model has some extra RAM at 8GB and just a little bit less battery at 3,000 mAh instead of 3,400. We're just hoping it doesn't significantly impact the battery life on that 6.21-inch AMOLED screen. The most important aspects of the Explorer Edition, though, are the in-screen fingerprint reader and the 3D Face Unlock. Now, we've only seen that fingerprint reader in phones like the Vivo X21, and we think that Xiaomi can probably do just as well. This reader is pressure sensitive too, meaning it'll only ping the display when you're pressing down on it, which should significantly save battery life. The rear cameras are both 12 megapixels, and the primary camera is actually optically stabilized. The front-facing camera is 20 megapixels too, so your selfies should look great on this phone. The Face Unlock on the Explorer Edition is actually pretty similar to the iPhone Xs, creating a 3D map of your face using infrared light. This should only work with your face too, and because it uses a 3D scanning technology, it shouldn't be fooled by pictures. This technology also allowed Xiaomi to create a studio lighting feature, and a feature very similar to Animoji, which is coming later in a future update. Another quick thing to note here, but the Xiaomi Mi 8 is one of the first phones to use dual frequency GPS. This should make your GPS much more accurate, and it is a lifesaver for me because I hate using walking GPS in San Francisco. It is always inaccurate. The regular model will cost between $421 and $515 depending on the model you get, and the Explorer Edition is going to come in at $577 with only one model available, 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. What are your thoughts on this phone? The Explorer Edition is definitely the model to look out for because it utilizes two technologies that are only available in a handful of phones today. As usual, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, hit that bell, and stay tuned to our socials because, of course, we are your source for all things Android.
Hey guys, so I just got back from that event, and I just wanted to address a couple things that I couldn't really say there. First of all, yeah, this phone looks exactly like an iPhone. I mean, even down to the camera placement, iPhone. Like, someone would probably think this was an iPhone if you pull it out of your pocket. But I really actually just want to know if you care about that. Because, like, I mean, it's still a really good design. It still feels really great in your hand. If it's going to have the face unlock and use the Animoji, like, it doesn't in the same way, but, like, do you care? Like, I don't really care, but, you know, it's up to you. I actually want to know, like, do you guys think that they need to be making a completely different design? Let me know in the comment section, obviously. The other thing is there was a lot of controversy around this phone, specifically the Explorer Edition. I don't know if you've heard about it, but the transparent back that shows the components, the story is those are not real, like, components. I tried to ask Xiaomi and they were giving me some vague answers. What I've read online is that they are real parts, but they are just there for an artistic touch. So you could theoretically take those off and it wouldn't change the function of the phone. They're really just there to, like, show the art of technology. That's what Xiaomi told me. I still think it looks really cool, so I don't really care. It's definitely up to the marketing, like, whether or not you think they need to be. I think they should be totally honest with it. They're just being very vague. So I'm not really sure what is the case, but that is what I read online when I got home because I was, like, really curious about that. I heard a lot of controversy about it. So I want to hear from you guys, like, do you think that it's okay for manufacturers to do something like that? You know, make a transparent back glass that is not necessarily representative of what the actual components look like, but is kind of, like, artistically placed. I mean, in a way it's just like a color, right? So, but, you know, it's up to you. I do want to know though. I really actually want to know. So leave the thoughts about both those things in the comment section below. I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of these things, so I wasn't just, like, spouting off specs and stuff. So Let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later. All right,